So both carries in the bottom lane battling more than they're farming. Kind of build a network pack. We'll see the fight break out now as Pablo getting low. Armin and the tree line doing a lot of damage with the right clicks, and they'll lose the Pangolier. Pablo's first death of the game. Excalibur gets solo killed in the mid lane by OD. Looks like he was able to use the ultimate to find the kill. Thought we might see more blood in the bottom lane, but things have slowed down since Pango died, and now Era. He is the king of the mountain. Visage is at support levels of farm, while OD is right next there at the top of the charts. Missed that kill on Bane as well as I went back to look at the OD. I'm really shooting it here, Trent.
Yeah, he missed the roll early in terms of like the javelin roll, but he's level 2 now in the swashbuckle. Every level is just so painful right now because there goes half your HP burn.
Pablo getting out of harm's way as well. Beautiful pass from Ponskin. Too bad there's no follow up onto Oliver, but bounces around and gets a Maledict on 2. Mid lane, you can just see the pressure from OD. Level 8 versus the level 5 Visage. It's just not even fair at this point. Era completely outscaling him.
And Pablo's hunting down DNZ. He is low. 10 more seconds, but not going to chase that deep.
Bane also just going to walk away from the skirmish. Really an incredible start for the Dire, though. Nearly a 4,000 net worth lead in only 8 minutes, Trent. Not too good. Magnus getting pretty close to the Blink Dagger. 1,600 gold. Boogie is really the big breadwinner for the Radiant. I mean, Void is doing fine. Oliver is really not that far behind. He's getting outpaced by the Wraith King right now, but the nature of Void, use Chronosphere, find some kills. You can recover pretty quickly.
And yeah, so they basically need this Blink to try and turn this game around.
Yeah.
But, so what are we going to do? We're going to Blink and RP. It has to be OD. That's definitely the target that we're going to go for. Try and get something rolling away. You're obviously not going to want to try and RP a Wraith King. It's probably not going to work out too well for you. He'll be 6 by the time he uses the Blink. And we do have the birds now, too. So we have the combinations to go on there with the RP, and we have Chrono. So lots of wombo combo potential here. The only question is finding a way to get it done. They've smoked up the Void, so they're going to send him north with the Chronosphere. He's drawn the line. He's saying, I'm coming to Chrono this OD. Magnus keeps showing because they're not going to suspect it. And they might be able to get this one here. Oh, the Pango.
Pango actually breaks it. Great rotation from Pablo as they sense some pressure coming the way of their OD, and immediately OD just walks into the jungle, takes the high ground.
And they really don't feel like chronoing Pango.
Yeah, that was a great rotation, though, and a good call, knowing that the Void was missing. Bane showing the bottom lane. Hard to say if they knew or if it was just a time when they wanted to rotate the Pango into mid lane to get some of this experience, since now OD can jungle so quickly. But either way, works out very nicely for TFT. Void misses out on a couple of waves there, and now just heads back bottom to farm away.
We're going to have both our Blinks at essentially the same time. This Access is complete, and Magnus is extremely close. Just has to finish up a couple more neutrals, and he'll be good to go. So Axe, in terms of the targets we're looking for, Visage, pretty easy one, right? Maybe he'll catch the birds as well, depending on his micro. The old classic. The old classic. 6,000 net worth for Axe. And he's lurking mid. Oh, look at these two heroes stacked right up. Oh, the lift!
Beautiful telekinesis from DNZ. It keeps them alive completely. That's a good try from Jonas, but it's completely countered.
I actually am stunned. I don't know how he caught him. They had no vision.
Pretty slick reaction times.
I mean, really, that's a vac right there. I mean, just call Gaben. That was crazy. Very impressive stuff from DNZ.
Smoke now from the Boogie squad. This is the Blink reveal on the Magnus.
It's under attack.
Level 3 in power as well, so looking for a Chrono. Maybe both if needed. Up top, Jonas. There's the RP. There's the Chrono. Can they actually kill him, though? Jonas is very tanky, and now the Witch Doctor's here. He pulls Boogie in, and it's kind of a disaster for this Radiant squad. Rolling Thunder from Pablo, trying to catch DNZ. He grabs him once.
Dire's middle
from the
tower
team.
is under attack.
Jonas still
Radiant's
kind of low, needs to be
bottom
sort of
tower is
careful, but a lot of attention there, Trent. And no kill. Era in the mid lane, maybe in some trouble. The Bird's very annoying, but he'll survive. Back up top. Void now getting initiated on. Looks like Jonas grabbed him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
Things
tower
just looking
is
better
under
and better
attack.
for
Little
TFT.
something extra.
So what did I miss?
Well, you missed an RP and a Chrono
Oh, no.
onto Axe, and they failed to kill him.
Sorry, I'm back in the game now.
Radiant's middle tower
Visage
is
caught
under
up on.
attack.
Yep, sure is. Era doing a his right click, strong hold. It's not quite enough. Excalibur survives on a handful of HP. Jonas looking for the call, but gets skewered out by Boogie right into a creep wave, however, so the spins doing a lot of damage. They have no way to stop Jonas. The right clicks just tickle as Era jumps forward and finishes off the game. Now Boogie finally caught by the taunt. No skewer away, slam dunk. Two more up on the board for the Dire. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they drop a dive onto the Witch Doctor, so Oliver does find a kill himself. They're pressuring the tier 1, however, while the bottom, they're pressuring a tier 2.
Radiant just have no threat, though. I mean, with the Chrono being down, and obviously with Magnus being dead, but let alone his RPs also. Actually, it's going to be back up every time he's alive, so maybe there's some chance.
Yep, Jonas able to just cut the wave like that. Tower down to about half HP. Up top, how's Void doing? He's slowly chipping away at that tower. They might be able to just finish off the tier 2 and still get back in time to mount a defense as Witch Doctor holds the lane mid. Seems a rotation could be coming from the Pango. Cask bouncing around, just clips one of the Birds. Does not make it all the way to the Visage. So
man, those Birds have
trade.
Yeah, they have a really rough game, though. Like, if they're spotted up by, obviously, the Axe or the Pango, there are some pretty easy grabs, and the cooldown on Birds is very painful for a Visage player. It never gets better. It's, like, permanently at 130 seconds. So if they just get, like, sniped all game from a Pango hopping out of the trees, oh, this is an Arcane Rune Pango. Great time to fight mid.
Again, DMZ with the counter initiation, now the skewer back onto Jonas. They've got an RP, but surely they don't want to use it. Now the other way, Rolling Thunder seems to be a defensive play for now, but he's coming back. Magnus uses the RP, and they'll finish off Pango, but it's all 5 of the Boogie squad that came together to do that. Meanwhile, TFT still spread out, pressuring the top lane as Frost farms towards the Radiant.
And now they can go for a smoke play, perhaps, if they have one, with the Stolen Rolling Thunder. Nice RP. Not the easiest one to hit, right? With the collision size of the Rolling Thunder. And it's a little bit worrisome. You really don't want to miss and look like an idiot, but he got it done.
Tower is under attack.
Yep. Bane died, as we were talking about that, but Stolen Rolling Thunder. Excited to see Rubik use that one.
And they are all like retreating back under a ward. And they have another ward even further down. So this smoke's gonna be really obvious. Oh, they didn't even have a smoke. They really look like they're setting up to smoke, and then they're just not smoking.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. Without RP, a little scary to smoke, perhaps.
Jonas just kind of watching here. And Bane is finally arriving with it here in the mid lane. But again, deep wards here from the Dire side.
Visage is still just so broke. 50% behind the OD.
Alright, so all 4 heroes sit on the ward, de-ward it, and then just smoke anyway. It's still kind of obvious that they might be moving around in that area, you know?
Time is money.
Potentially, also could just be farming the jungle. Unfortunately for them, the Dire will be on the complete other side of the map, and this smoke going to be difficult to execute. Pablo kind of nearby, but definitely not the target you're hoping for when you smoke up like that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Dire just happy to continue pushing. They're hitting a tier 2 with the Wraith King. The Skeletons take it down very fast. All the while mid, they're like thinking about this tier 1. They'll finally finish it off. And another good trade for the Dire. That's actually the first tower kill of the game for Team.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, Dire, we're taking that tower, opens up Roche to be a little bit easier for them. Could use some more vision in the area.
Still a tier 1 mid, though. I think they'll want to knock that down before they try Roche.
Dire are scanning.
Also true. Dire just scan inside, at least around the area, just making sure there's no one in there.
It's getting into that stage of the game where TFT don't get worried too much. They'll catch the Bane with a nice jump by Jonas. But maybe they could try Roche now with him dead. But they're so far ahead on all 3 of their major cores that I think they don't feel a lot of pressure to push really aggressively right now. They're fighting when it's convenient, but they're just farming so far ahead that they can definitely wait for the Radiance on Wraith King before they commit to anything too crazy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he is super
Dire
close.
structures are fortified.
But him and the skeleton army pushing in with
Dire's
ease.
bottom tower.
Boyd does have a
Middle
chrono.
tower
He's got
is
a Mask of
fallen.
Madness. Good farming tool for him. Also gives him some damage. RP, skewer onto OD. Now the chrono's used, but Axis on the outside almost saves it. Now perhaps they can turn the fight. They'll find a counter kill on Magnus. Boyd trying to man up against Jonas, and now the Z-strip. But Witch Doctor with a huge death ward doing big damage. They get the kill on Rubik. Still a 2-for-2. Pretty decent fight for Team Boogie, given how far behind they were when that whole thing started.
And that's the threat of the Axel that makes him throw that really poor chrono. Like, he had to put a chrono down there, even though it caught 2 of his teammates because he couldn't afford the Axe counter-initiating like that.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps it could have been a little bit better, but he still has to put the chrono down. So they have to layer this RP and chronosphere, even though in most games the RP would have been the only skill needed to get that kill there. But Jonas is just completely out of control, and they can't afford him hopping in and screwing it up. So it's not even a very good win for them.
Yeah, certainly not, and it's still a pretty massive gold lead. You know, that fight was not without casualties. I guess the big thing to take away from that fight is that the OD died and that the Visage didn't. So now the Hood...
Oh, watch this Rubik bottom. Oh, damn.
Oh.
The triple javelin, but DNZ wasn't quite there in the moment. I thought that Pablo was about to shred him.
But the Visage has closed the gap. That's really what's important. He's less than 900 net worth behind the OD.
That is impressive, yeah. Just with the medallion and the helm. But look how fast Pablo clears these waves. Like, he doesn't even want to fight right now. He's going to TP in to engagements, but other than that, like, he can just completely nuke these things. He's killing neutral super fast, and he's going to get that blink dagger very quickly.
Yep. No doubt, the triple javelin. What a goofy hero. Void with a Shadow Blade, so he's got the initiation tool now. Actually going to go for break.
This ward they have still paying off. They just saw the rotation all the way up top here. So they know there's numerous heroes hiding. They saw the Void going there with his Shadow Blade, and they're just not going to go.
Radiant's middle tower.
Another favorable trade here. It seems they're always getting a tier 2 for a tier 1.
Yeah. There's more aggressive positioning, better map control. Easy tier 2 up top. The tier 1 does indeed fall, but they need to be a little careful for high ground. Void just now gets chrono available.
That was close, man. There was a real scary chrono chance there.
Yeah. It was just coming off cooldown. Now the Radiance gets delivered, so perhaps TFT more eager for a fight. Wraith King has the level 2 ultimate, so not
Sentry here and here.
If he gets killed first, Iron Man way too far forward, and he could be the quick pick to start the fight. Now on the backside, Oliver jumped on by Jonas. Going to make that chrono a bit more difficult. Has to use a defensive time walk, and after all that, it's just a dead Bane. And the Dire don't use too much for it, just a death ward from the Witch Doctor.
They're out of sentries on this side, though. They're all positioned over here. So there's a chance Oliver might find something, but he almost walks into the sentry range and backs himself back out.
Denied.
Yep, tower gets denied. Frost using that armlet needs to be somewhat careful. Oliver with the jump knows that there's a reincarnation. Does not want to waste the cooldown. Good discipline there.
Oh, but man, you really want to try and at least get the bash there. It's so tempting. If you can just get that, put that on reincarnation for 2 minutes, like this Aegis that he just carries all the time is like a permanent counter to your chronosphere.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You
Speaking
are
of
not
which,
wrong.
it's Aegis time. We gotta kill this Roche thing. They've cleared out a lot of the towers here.
Yeah,
as in all of them.
It is definitely the next step before they try to break high ground. A difficult squad to siege the high ground, even though they've got a pretty decent lead. I think TFT absolutely have to win a fight outside of the base before they can try something at high ground.
Yeah, that's true. Either that or they just need the reincarnation and the Aegis to be available, because then they're just going to try and force them to burn the RP and the Chronosphere on respawns.
Now walking into the pit.
Time is money.
What's their vision right now? Pretty limited. Good vision in the actual area here on the map, but in terms of like the rest of it, so they're going to spot the Rubik mid. That makes them feel a little bit safe, but the Radiant do catch them with the scan, so a little bit too far it seems to actually go for something though. And they're just going to farm up dire side of the map, try and go towards that BKB for Oliver.
Roshan falling relatively quickly. It looks like she'll go down uncontested. Team Boogie not going to be in the neighborhood. Kind of a bummer. They've got a good enough teamfight squad that I think they could at least try to contest this. You know, posture the threat of the RP. And they're just sort of farming around the map. There's no threat. And they'll finish it off. Aegis goes to the OD. Not a big surprise there. Always feels tempting to give it to the Wraith King to give him 3 lives, but seldom really works out in practice. Once they kill him the first time, you kill all of his friends, and then you just kill him 3 times in a row. It ends up being a waste of an Aegis, compared to like an OD who can come back in a fight and then drop the hammer.
This play from Armando, he's put a ward down in the mid. They spot rotations in here, and they're going to find the person farming on this side of the map. Perfectly read here from the side of the Radiant, but they can't quite get him. They were hoping it was anyone but the Wraith King, I'm sure.
Yeah. Frost just trying to farm up to that Blink Dagger. He's gone for the very basic economy build. Armlet for all the value stats and toggling. Get the Radiance to give you some survivability and ability to farm quickly. And now looking for the initiation tool.
Yeah, not really a blade mail game. Won't do much for him in this one. Love to have another initiator. We'll have Pango, Wraith King, and then the Axe. And this takes away a lot of the pressure on your OD. Sometimes in games, just because OD builds a 4-staff, he often has to like start off a fight, but then it can get really awkward. But they've caught Excalibur.
Yep, blade mail up on Axe. And they're going to want to finish him off. The double damage on Era. He gets beam script from the high ground. Now Oliver comes in. He does not connect with Era, but he gets the bashes. Era now falls. That's the Aegis. Can they clean up more? Oliver caught the taunt. Era comes back to life, and it's a dead void. Now looking for more. Maybe the Rubik is the one. He gets stunned up. They've also lost the Bane, and it's another disastrous fight for the Radiant. They do finish off the Aegis, but they get cleaned up.
No hope for the Rubik to escape there, so... Oh, man. Very nice. The way that started too, the Troll and Visage just perma-stunned. Absolutely painful game to be playing Visage, to be microing heroes against Axe, against this ridiculous AoE damage from the Swashbuckle, and then just those control elements of the cast randomly bouncing around. Makes it a very difficult game.
Yeah, things looking very grim now at this point. 25 minutes in, the high ground siege. OD trying to do some damage to the game, but a nice defensive nightmare keeps him alive. However, it won't be for too long as Armin gets stunned up. Jonas with a dunk. It's not enough damage, but they do find the kill nonetheless. Jonas being very deep, but Era blinks forward to start getting one of these light first. He tries to run away. The bash comes from Oliver. OD actually dies for this as TFT head back to friendly territory. Have not finished off that tier 3 quite yet. They bite off more than they could chew.
Yeah, Pablo just trying to make a little bit of space there in the back line. I think Jonas doing the same. But, I mean, Axe, the most underwhelming part of this hero, 100% the ultimate. It just feels like it doesn't do anything anymore. It is just not very good. And you don't have the scepter to, like, buff it up or anything. Part of the game where it feels like it would be very good, you don't really have the mobility to make great use of it, you know?
Yeah, I can't really disagree. It's just there to finish off kills, you know, so people can't just walk away from Axe. A lot of times it feels like the finisher for kills that you're already going to get.
It's such a low threshold for, or like for Dota these days. Everyone's so much tankier, it feels like. Everyone's picking really tanky heroes.
That's a fair point, but I think it's about the speed bonus. I think that's what really does it. You know, that's what makes that spell not just a complete hunk of shit, because you catch one, you get the dunk, your whole team gets the speed bonus, you charge forward, you get more, you know?
Sure, it's the and one. It sounds great, but Anyway, Chrono on 2. Oh, he only catches 1. And they start going for the OD. Can't make a decision here.
No, they'll still be I think not a too tanky, but just not tanky enough. Now the setup for the rest of the team of Pablo with big damage. Time walk away, Caps bouncing around and constantly comes from the backside. Now the RP on 2. Pablo and Era both getting low. They'll fall, but now Frost is here, and they've got a rolling thunder. This Pango jumping all around the backside. Frost caught by the Fiend's grip. Looks like Void able to kill Hanskin on the backside. Now Pablo on the run. 1v3. Can't do a hell of a lot. Frost just getting completely kited. And this was the reason right here. He does reveal if you kill his friends, he comes back to life. And all of a sudden that second life is a lot less scary. But all the while, Trent, some creeps pushing into the base. Up top, there are no more tier 3s.
Yeah, but they didn't get any of the racks, so it is okay. They're going to lose their shrines, but still massive. Absolutely needed victory here for the Radiant side. It does come at the cost of a Chronosphere and an RP, as well as like a maybe serendipitous beginning to the engagement, right? There's just like an axe and an OD, and then OD's forced to instantly blink away, and so he can't re-engage, and he can't make a save on the axe. He catches him in his... What's the call? Jonas! Can they actually finish Oliver? He's out of mana.
Low on mana. They're going to chase this down. Void's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get time off, and the Axe finds him again. Era drops the ultimate to ensure the kill, and Void takes another tumble.
So close yet so far. Well, at the very least, we're at the point in the game where the cooldowns can't really be abused on Chronosphere and the RP. It takes a while for them to actually get back in the game as long as you get the kills with the ultimates. As a blink in mid, Pablo going for a big solo effort here. Blink back.
Tough. Comes out with a swashbuckle. It's our men reasonably low, but there's still a brain sap. I think he'll be alright.
Trying to force a buyback here on the Void. We don't have the ulti from the OD available right now.
Also, our team, the Axe jumps in. Not the best Berserker's call, but they try to set it up on the RMN. Death Ward bringing him down low. Frost jumps in. So many ways to kite this guy. Now pushed into the tier 4's ultimate, down for another 13. Defensive Astro buying him some time. Pango actually finishes off the Bane. He'll buy back.
Seconds for Frost. It's so close.
So close, but he does end up falling even just half a level away from that 18. TFT will get punished for this push, and now they've got to retreat. They did force one buyback on Bane, so not that bad. I mean, not a key buyback by any stretch, but a little bit of economic damage.
Yeah, it's also not the worst time to die as the Dire, as there's no Roche or anything to steal. The worst is they might lose the tier 2 mid if Visage can get up here and start pushing. What do we have on the Courier here? Nothing really. Shiva's got finished for Visage, actually. That's pretty good. Oh, it's not quite finished. He's like 100 gold away.
I think Wraith King really desperately needs a BKB, and I'm really surprised to see him committed to the Assault Cuirass right now.
I think these fights have been not ideal. I think if he's the AC, they can destroy the buildings a lot faster and just end this game. Like, okay, all these fights have been like without ultimates. Like that last one, there was no OD ultimate, there was no Pango ult to start. The Axe initiation was really poor. I think he kind of wants to absorb a lot of damage, and the BKB could actually prevent them from targeting him in some situations. Plus, a lot of the time, like when are you going to use your BKB? Like post Chrono, post RP.
I mean, well, ideally post-Chrono, pre-RP, I guess, would be the dream, but it's just tough. It just seems like the last two fights, the Wraith King was literally ignored, kited. Like Nightmare, into Yules, into Fiend's Grip, into another Yules, into another Nightmare. Like, he just couldn't do this. Yeah, Jonas up top, heavy on some follow-up damage is there. He's very tanky. The Crimson Guard helps a lot. Oliver's here. There is a Chronosphere. Does not want to use it for the Axe. Some sentry wards are down for both sides, and they will just start to back up, but Dire still in the vicinity.
Now, one thing I didn't really take into account, though, is that these birds are surviving through the swashbuckle longer than I would have imagined, just because of the pure, like, because he's like literally relying on all of the magic damage from the javelin, and since they have the resistance, it is helping them, like 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, without that, the Visage Birds would just be useless, and the cooldown would be way too punishing. Bane, look at the Bane build, dude. He's gone quadruple Bracer. Okay, he sold that other Bracer back, maybe. No, is it on the Courier? He's got 3 already. What's going on? No, there it is. That's his 4th bracer.
It's value, dude. The value stats. I don't know. This is the old poverty support build.
Well, I get 2, maybe 3. Aren't there like diminishing returns on the 4th one?
I don't know. They're a little bit good now. It's a little strange.
They're a little bit good now.
Well, yeah, because like he gets the strength bonus now, you know, because he didn't used to. He gets the magic resistance. It's a little bit weird. I'm sure a Glimmer Cape could be useful.
Exactly.
They're a little bit good now. Oh, he goes in again. Man, grabs.
Frost wants to take a fight where he uses his ultimate, but the boy uses the PPP. He still has Chrono. Go to court right for Frost. That's more on the outside. Tango trying to jump into it as he can. Jonas now with a big call, but it's not enough to save off. Maybe they can clean it up. Kills one, gets the die on another, and just like that, it's a 1 for 3. Bane was dead before the fight really started, but still another disastrous trade.
Oliver?
Wraith
He's
King.
running low on mana.
Okay with it.
Okay, he'll be forced off the wave at the very least, but time to head to base, man. Visage is not coming back. 1 full minute. The question is, do they go for a set of racks or do they go for the Aegis?
I would generally say Aegis.
And the only thing is they're running low on time either way. Honestly, it might only be a chance for them to control the waves, just because they don't have the best heroes left alive for Roshing. Really, like Wraith King does the vast majority of their damage in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. They're just going to keep farming. OD has gone for the Eon disc so he can stay alive through Chrono if he gets caught, and now moving into the Scythe of Vice. But I think that build makes a lot of sense. Now Shiva's Guard picked up by Axe.
And the Lotus Orb as well there for Pangolier. Just another tool to have. Good up against the Bane. They're posturing very aggressively for not having RP and Chrono. Probably happy they didn't run into anyone, honestly. And the 2-time skeleton spawn going to be chosen here from Frost. I can agree with that. Again, I don't see a situation where he loses his mana in this game, really.
Yeah.
Not a real threat.
Interesting, though, and to see that it's like the counter to the counter. Because it's there, Void can't go for the build that would really counter this decision. Kind of interesting. Jonas, invisibility rune. He grabs the Magnus. Now the Chrono gets used, but there's no damage. Frost is surviving through it. The defensive Astral, BKB from Void, keeps him alive. But now Jonas goes up to the high ground. Frost gets brought down, but that's the reincarnation. It's level 3. He jumps in on the Magnus, interrupts the RP. Magnus gets it off, but it costs him his life. Another defensive Astral getting to the reinitiation. It's a big one. Death Ward now on the backside doing a lot of damage to Excalibur. Frost getting kited around quite a bit, but OD is healthy and laying in the right place. Running out of resources. The Insanity's Eclipse come. And now the buybacks for the Radiant. Rubik probably going to be cleaned up here to boot. Magnus Void jumps in. That's the Eon disc for Era, but he's racking up the it. He's plus 64 right now. He'll die back. Truck cruising down the freeway where the brake lines cut as they just give it to him. No rampage, but the ultra kill is secured. It could still happen. Right now, the Magnus trying to make as much space as possible to blink away, but he's caught by the Heart Piercer, the Rolling Thunder forward. Can Era secure this? They don't have the detection, but either way, Trent, a lot of damage done. It's a huge swing for the Dire. 3 buybacks, 2 diebacks.
I mean, that's a report. 100%. That's a stolen rampage if I've ever seen one. Poor Era. But it's okay. Yeah, they dominated. They got another 5K, 20K lead. Some great plays in that fight by the Witch Doctor. Harassing that Faceless Void after the Chrono, chasing him down with sentries, throwing the Maledict on him. He got another cask on top of him, and then he got the Maledict on him too. And then when he came back up, like Hanskin just survived through that big engagement, which spanned a huge part of the map, all through there.
Yeah.
And he's just running around. And by the time everyone buys back and re-engages in the fight, he's there for another clutch cask to make sure his OD wouldn't run into trouble and can secure that ultra kill.
Yep. Basher now picked up by the Pango, so another pretty scary item in the arsenal of the Dire. I have to imagine OD is pretty close to that site. Probably wants to pool buyback, but
yeah, he got a bash on the BKB Void during that last fight with the basher.
Radiant
really?
Yeah, with the swashbuckle. That's why he just stopped moving after the chrono.
Yeah, that's a big one there. Well, now Roche take a lot of damage and likely to fall uncontested. He's not in a position to move in. They do have the ultimates now, but too little, too late. Aegis and Cheese. Era getting that second life again on the OD.
This feels like one of those situations as a Radiant team where you're like, well, guys, we need to fight outside the base. It's the only hope. We got to go find some RP or Chrono on the other side of the map so that they can't just come right into our base after or something. You want to try and get an objective, try and kill a tier 2. They're all still very healthy.
I feel like it should be called Insanity's Eclipse.
Yeah, I laughed when you said that, actually. I thought that was pretty funny.
It's probably not the first time I've made that mistake, but
I thought you were saying Insanity's Eclipse because it was so good. Because it was like one of the best Sanity's Eclipse. He hit like 3 heroes, and it was after the fight had been going for like 20 seconds.
Well, yeah, sure,
it was an Insanity Eclipse.
Yeah, my subconscious was really pushing it.
Yeah, it's just such a good caster.
It knew.
Yeah.
My brain is just wired that way.
You're just on another level, dude. Don't let the haters get you down.
Well, speaking of another level, the Assault Karas is picked up by Frost. So like you said, sieging will now be a lot easier. Pretty much if TFT just win one more team fight or find one pick-off, this game could end.
Hasn't it been like that for like 10 minutes? At least it's felt that way. I'm surprised
now more
it's taken this long.
With all the buybacks used and stuff, now it is 100% that way.
So what is our buyback status then? Radiant team, it's Visage. That's it.
And they're just going to go kind of right up to the high ground.
Solid steal to start. Just grab himself the Ray Fire Blast.
All right. Take it. Tapering slow.
Tapering slow. Look at you. Aren't you fancy? Dropping some lingo on the stream here.
I sure am.
Yes, the tapering slow here. The begins of the sun and then a slow that tapers. MKB finish.
You have a good, sophisticated voice. In another life, you are a very sophisticated man that has a library and...
Maybe that's what I do in my downtime.
Sip scotch in front of the fireplace while you read Christopher Hitchens' books.
My new house has 2 fireplaces. Wait.
That's good. I'm glad that you're moving up in the world.
I try, And all it's going to cost me is a few months of living in my mother-in-law's basement. What can you do, Totally worth. Got to sell that house.
Got to sell that house. Well, here we go. 32-18, a massive gold lead. The Radiant push out of the base. Will they find one? Maybe they'll find 2. No, it's the other one.
Could they find 3? Wow, that's one found on the Radiant.
Astral, Ruby Tuesday. He's going to be caught as he tries to force staff out. Jonas was like, not on my watch, big boy.
Oompa, loompa, doopity. Awesome. Rubik being dead is totally awesome. Get him, dude. It's one at a time.
Vice. Now complete. Rubik dead without buyback.
This sums up the game right now. Oliver's hitting dire ancients.
Dude, look at this right here. He's stuck. No TP on the Bane. Oh my.
No, dude, this is a backstab play. Although they do have an observer ward, so that is really going to bite him in the ass when he tries this.
I don't know how well this backstab is going to work.
Hi!
Hey, look! The backstab.
Hey, man, he had to respawn. That's how he gets back into the base.
Well, he does have a buyback. I think that's a situation where swapping out a Bracer for a TP probably would have been advantageous.
But maybe. They're still having a serious problem going high ground safely. Nice jump back there.
Well, the slow siege, they're being careful not to get grouped up so they don't get RP. Still respecting the power of this Radiant side. Frost gets pushed back, killing him without down. Buyback on the Void. Then buys back to try to salvage this train wreck, but this one soon to end. They don't get the chrono as Jonas makes potentially the game-winning play.
Radiant's top
Frost by the speed trip, but again, Jonas with the grabs 2. No RP for you. You have been shut down by the Swede on the axe as he charges beautifully done.
Another one of these Pigeon games where they
keep building it. Always worried about that high ground possibility. Just getting wiped and then suddenly you lose everything back in the way.
they had great team play from the Radiant side, but they didn't really have any sort of punish for even when they won a couple of those